जब हम किसी मुश्किल में होते हैं तो हमें बहुत अच्छे से याद रहता है कि उस वक्त किसने हमारी मदद की। लेकिन जैसे ही वो मुश्किल ख़त्म हो जाती है हम अक्सर उस मदद को भूल जाते हैं। लेकिन ज़रा सोचिए, किसी का हमारी मदद करना उसका फ़र्ज कैसे हो गया। Let me tell you a story about this. There was once a king called Mahijit, the ruler of Mahishmati. He was a good king. He looked after his people, ruled fairly, and had everything one could ask for. But there was one thing missing from his life. He had no child. And as the years passed, the king became deeply troubled. He told his people, मैंने इस जन्म में तो किसी का कोई बुरा किया नहीं है, तो फिर मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? So his people went in search of a sage who could help him understand the reason. They found sage Lomasa. The sage meditated and looked into the king's previous life, and what he discovered was surprising. In his previous birth, Mahijit had been a poor merchant. One very hot day, he was traveling and became extremely thirsty. He found a pond, but just as he was about to drink, a cow and a calf came to the water. They were thirsty too. The merchant drove them away and drank the water himself. According to the story, that one act became the karma that followed him into his next life. His good actions, though, had given him a prosperous life and made him a righteous king. But that one act of denying water to another living being had its own consequences. And this is where the story gets really interesting, because the sage didn't tell him just pray and everything will magically become alright. He told the people to observe Shravan Shukla Ekadashi, which is also called Putrada Ekadashi. And the people did something even more beautiful. They didn't simply pray for themselves, they observed the vrat and dedicated the punya, the merit of the observance, to the king. And according to the Purana, the queen subsequently conceived and gave birth to a son. Now, before we take this literally, let's pause here. This is not about telling you that one day of fasting can medically make someone conceive. There is no scientific evidence for that. So then why these rituals still matter? Maybe because the ritual and the result are two different things. The Ekadashi asks you to pause, to eat mindfully, to control an impulse, to spend some time in prayer and reflection. And fasting? Fasting itself has been studied as scientifically as a form of intermittent energy restriction. But और एक चीज़ हमें इस कहानी से सीखने को मिलती है. The entire community helped the king. They didn't say, ये तो राजा की प्रॉब्लम है, हमें क्या? They came together, they performed the vrat and they offered the merit of what they had done to someone else who needed it. And that brings us back to the gratitude. जब कोई हमारी मदद करता है तो उसे थैंक यू कहना सिर्फ एक फॉर्मेलिटी नहीं होना चाहिए. We shouldn't take someone's kindness for granted. वो तो करेंगे ही, ये उनका काम है. No, nobody is obligated to help us through our difficult times. Sometimes even a small act of kindness or a help deserves acknowledgement. A meal someone made for you, a friend who listened, someone who gave you their time, someone who stood by you when you were struggling. छोटी सी मदद भी छोटी नहीं होती अगर उस वक्त वो हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी थी. So when we look at Putrada Ekadashi today, I don't think the most important question is, will fasting give me what I want? Maybe the better question is, what can this ritual change in me? Can it make me more grateful, more compassionate, more aware of my actions affecting someone else? Because that, to me, is where an ancient ritual starts becoming relevant to modern life. Shiv Shravan Putrada Ekadashi. May Vishnu ji bless us not only with what we ask for, but also with the wisdom to become worthy of what we receive.